I bought 3 of the LG8000s total, as well as 2 very expensive Friedrich Cool Heat pumps to replace a large Lennox central heat pump that failed after 25 years of service. So here is a very long-winded review, covering all 3 of those pretty much. I'll put the info about the LG first for those of you who want only the bare bones of the story, then follow up with the entire documentary. Smiley face. First point. The LG units are easy to install, even though they do require an outside support, bought or made. They are inexpensive to buy at certain times of the year, but my Friedrich units each cost 5 times as much or more. I am much happier with the LG than the expensive Friedrich so far, even though I have to use space heaters in those rooms in wintertime. My only regret is that I did not get LG units that included a heat panel to help heat the larger rooms. I am considering, when the Friedrich units bite the dust, replacing them with 10K 230 volts LG units with heat panels for the larger rooms. The 115 volts heat panels can't heat any better than a cheap space heater, and at 230 volts you can heat twice the area. More efficient and less environmental concern. Uses R32 coolant, which I understand to be less threatening and more efficient. Additionally, it has a rotary compressor which is quieter and more economical to operate. Various coolants get different opinions expressed depending on what article you read, so I can't verify this information. Less noise. The LG is quieter overall. The big Friedrichs do have quiet fans on low and will blow so hard on high that you will think you have a commercial pedestal fan blowing on you. But the Friedrich compressors are loud and make strange sounds sometimes. Even in the middle of the night they rattle and shut down with a shocking clunk sometimes, and occasionally make a noise like someone sneezing loudly and a scary hiss when the compressor cuts off. The LG just comes on and goes off, no big deal. I don't know much about the rotary compressor, but you can't even hear it go on and off unless you have the fan on low speed. I am sure that if you went to the same trouble I did to mount it in a window or through the wall, it would be almost as quiet as a mini split unit. Cools well, efficiently, measuring my LG in comparison to my 10,000 BTU 115V smaller Friedrich, it burns half the electricity to cool the same area. I know because I had to use one of the LG units in there for a month while I was battling Friedrich service centers to fix that unit. I measured their power usage under multiple conditions with my kilowatt power tester. Yes, the LG does come on a little more often to do the job, but still burns less power in a week overall. LG is not as heavy duty, but it is also not as heavy in weight. Much easier to put in and take out. Some of the knobs and switches and deflectors are a little flimsy, but if you treat them with respect, you shouldn't have problems. Time will confirm that, I am sure. But the one major point here is that the chassis is not as strong, and without the outside support bracket, or the cheapskate version in my photo, there have been reports of the chassis warping to allow fans to rub and make a lot of noise. Plan for that and you'll be satisfied. Fans are not as powerful. The LG blows about as much in high speed as the Friedrich blows in medium speed. I don't use the high speed in the bedrooms of course, but if you are trying to cool 2 rooms with a single unit, you might wish you had more powerful blowers. Far less complicated. The Friedrich Cool models have very complex controls, especially on the remote. You can program them to do all sorts of schedules to turn them on and off, but all of that proved silly to me. Easier to just set the LG and forget it. All of the various modes of the Friedrich end up with you dinking around with the controls far more than the LG units. Plus, both of my Friedrichs have trouble maintaining the set temperature, not because of capacity, but because the sensors don't work properly and I have to compensate by several degrees, which is even more trouble due to the heating function. Way less expensive to buy. The Friedrich units were about Do I expect them to last 5 times as long? In a word, no. Also to consider is that the Friedrichs each weigh 110 pounds, and that will kill you when you have to remove it to take it for service. My DIY support. You can buy the LG outside supports and they are not that expensive, or you can use the less attractive DIY system in my photo. 2 scraps of fiber cement plank and a length of 2x4, and you can fine-tune the slant of the unit by simply tilting the 2x4 slightly with a level on top of the unit. My detailed story. We have had a Lennox central heat pump for the past 25 years which lost its ability to heat a few years ago, and then that was a great heat pump, obviously, and though it lasted a very long time, it was not all that efficient due primarily to the big lie that's told by the central system sellers, who always fail to mention that you have to heat the whole house in order to make the system work properly. Central systems require the air to flow as designed in every room for the system to work properly, and frankly, not many people need to cool the whole house 24/7. For just 2 people, unless we have guests, 3 of our bedrooms are empty every day, entered only very occasionally to clean up or GE. Click link in description for our discounted price and subscribe to my channel for more reviews.